Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of FinFuture Talks, where we explore the technology shaping the future of finance and innovation. I'm your host Apra, and today we're discussing a very powerful topic that is shaping the industries worldwide. So, our topic is why blockchain and AI are stronger together. And joining us today is a leading voice in this space, Mr. Raj Kapoor, founder of India Blockchain Alliance. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
Pleasure to be there.
Okay, before we dive in, sir, could you please introduce yourself and share a bit about your journey and the work you're doing with India Blockchain Alliance?
If I do that, I'll spend your 15 minutes right here, but I'll tell you in 1.5 minutes what we do. Basically, we are an alliance of people in the Web3 space, blockchain, artificial intelligence, etc. And we are about 800 members across the globe from all different countries. So that's what we are. We're based out of India. Yes, I'm based out of Dubai personally right now. Personally, I also do a lot of work with a lot of governments. I work with about half a dozen governments across the globe, especially in the standards, compliance frameworks in that space. Also, I'm on an advisory board of more than about 90 companies globally in the blockchain and AI fintech space, and it's been a beautiful journey. We work with colleges, we work with universities, we work with corporates, we work with crypto exchanges, we work with everybody in the ecosystem. Now everybody is getting at some point into a digital impact. So we are also in a couple of other countries. We are in Sri Lanka, we are in Spain, we are in Singapore, we are in Zambia, we are in Nigeria, and we are also setting up in Canada very soon, and even in Scotland. So we're doing pretty well. We enjoyed our space, and the rest of it you can go online and have a look at what we do anyways. But as a brief introduction, I think this would be sufficient for now.
Yeah, definitely, and that's amazing. Okay, to start off with the first question. So, as blockchain and AI are often discussed separately, so from your perspective, why do you think it is important to look both these technologies rather than different, isolated one as together?
Yeah, well, I just like anything else, nothing works in isolation. Yeah. We have a very simple concept of life. A man and woman get married. You can't live in isolation. Human beings can't live in isolation. Just like that, even technologies should not live in isolation. All work together in tandem.
Yeah.
So it's like basically if you're talking about them in isolation, it's like discussing the brain without the spine. They're both interconnected.
True.
AI basically brings in a lot of intelligence, the prediction, the speed. It learns, it optimizes, and it decides, it makes decisions.
Right.
But you leave it on its own. It's a black box, it's powerful, but we can't verify it. It's opaque, we don't know the transparency, we don't know the accuracy, and it's not accountable. Bring in blockchain. Blockchain, on the other hand, brings in the truth, the memory, the trust.
Right.
It doesn't think. AI thinks. Blockchain doesn't think. But blockchain, it records, it verifies, it governs, it creates an immutable ledger of decisions, identities, and value flows. And that's very important. That's how these two really work together. When you combine, something really extraordinary, in my opinion, happens because AI decides, blockchain remembers why it decided. That's a very big thing in this space. AI can do anything, but blockchain remembers why that decision came. Where did that answer come from? How authenticated is that? So AI basically automates all the decisions, and blockchain makes sure that the decisions are traceable, auditable, and accountable. That's what they bring in. AI will bring in the intelligence, and blockchain scales scales trust, because blockchain brings in trust at the same speed of the AI scaling intelligence. Blockchain scales trust. So when the world moves towards autonomous systems like AI making credit, they make credit decisions, recommendations, optimizations, policy suggestions. The real question in life is, can AI do it? That's not the real question. But the real question will be, can we trust what AI did, when it did, and who is responsible? And that's where blockchain comes in and becomes non-negotiable.
So we can put it in a way these are complementary forces.
Very absolutely complementary. It's like they say Bunty and Bubbly. It's like both are unregulated, both have got a lot of activities, but together they form a very beautiful combination.
Together they enhance the impact.
Absolutely.
So as you mentioned, that AI it reads. So definitely it brings intelligence and automation. And blockchain brings trust and transparency. So how do these trends complement each other in real world application?
Well, that's a very good question and also a very simple answer. Well, they complement each other because AI answers the questions like what happens next, and blockchain answers, can we prove it that it happened fairly? Right. So in the real world, intelligence without trust cannot scale. And trust without automation doesn't move fast enough. So we need scale and we also need trust. We need both the things. Now, how do we bring it together? Now, in my opinion, and this is not just my opinion, it's a fact that here's how the pairing works. AI is the engine, and blockchain is the black box recorder. Just like in the airplanes, they have the black box. That's the recorder. That's why the black box is the most important thing in a plane, especially to figure out why the plane has crashed. For that matter, if God forbid it happens. So AI excels in pattern recognition, in prediction, decision making, fraud detection, diagnostics, optimization. But the moment these decisions affect anything to do with money, rights, or reputation, any stakeholder will ask, why did the model decide this? Was the data tampered with? Is it authenticated? Who is accountable if anything goes wrong? And that's where blockchain steps into the real life. It basically anchors these decisions and makes them verifiable truth. It timestamps all data inputs. It logs model versions and decision outputs. It records consent, governance rules, overrides, governance, creates an immutable audit trail. That's where it is. So now instead of us saying just trust the algorithm, we get an answer, let's verify if the algorithm is verified. So if, for example, in finance, if AI detects some fraud, in milliseconds it'll detect it, no problem. Blockchain proves the transaction history, decision, logic, and the compliance trail, because by making a decision, anything can. If you tell a parrot to say I'm a dog, the parrot will say I'm a dog. That's how it's trained. Similarly with AI, it's trained by somebody. But blockchain will prove the transaction history, the decision logic, is it the right logic, etc. That's in the finance sector. In the healthcare space, for example, I've seen that AI recommends this is the treatment you should have. But blockchain secures the patient consent. Did he say yes? Did he say no? Did he say what happened? How did you get to the decision? It also proves data provenance, ownership, and the legal accountability from medical legal perspective. That's important because anybody can say, "Oh, these are the symptoms," and that's the doctor. Why do you need a doctor then? You need it. In governments, AI and as especially regarding the ESG, which is a hot topic today, AI scores risk or impact. But blockchain will ensure transparency, non-repudiation, and public trust. But the deeper truth is AI basically optimizes outcomes, and blockchain legitimizes outcomes. You got the difference? One optimizes, one legitimizes. AI gives us autonomy, and blockchain gives societies confidence in that autonomy. And that's why it's a beautiful complement, yin and yang. When combined, you'll get fantastically smarter systems in the real world applications. You'll get systems that can be trusted by regulators, auditors, users, and citizens all at the same time. And that's the difference between a good, clever pilot project and an infrastructure that can run economies, nations, and institutions. That's how they work in tandem.
Like you were explaining about this, so this actually makes me feel like how strong these technologies are, both the technologies.
They are very, very strong. Yeah, absolutely.
It works around them, it becomes of such a smart use.
Absolutely, yeah, that's how it should be. Any technology should create value. They should create some impact. They should not be there just to make things faster, better. They should also create some real impact. And I think these two technologies really do.
And how much they are in use for all of us. We don't realize that how easily we take all these things, but how strong impact they have.
We take it for granted. Yeah, we take it for granted. But there's a lot of hard work, which a lot of people do that. And but that's what they are. But then that's okay. That's how certain people are meant to do the heavy lifting, and the other people are meant to use it, and vice versa.
Okay. So the next question I have is, according to you, where do you see the most promising real world case use today of blockchain combined with it?
Yeah. I think I will pick out 4 or 5 of them. There are many, of course, but I think the financial services benefit a lot because at the end of the day, everything is all about money.
Yeah.
Everybody does everything for money, and it's all about money. So I would always peg that as the first, financial services. AI, we use AI that we analyze transactional flows. It can detect all anomalies, hiccups, It automates credit scoring right away. You don't need to sit down and do it manually, anything. It optimizes any trading decisions. While blockchain comes in and ensures data integrity, settlement finality, auditability, all this comes in. This is very powerful, especially in fraud detection from a legal perspective also, because we have an idea where, when, what happened. From an AML, KYC, autonomous lending ecosystem, it is really powerful in that. It really detects in this. So getting together is excellent. Another very, very important thing, and which everybody is concerned about their health. AI is used extensively in the healthcare industry today. Now, the models basically generate a lot of insights from medical data. It will identify disease patterns, DNA, optimize the treatment pathways. That's all great. And blockchain comes in, works together, it secures the patient records, the consent, the provenance, and the tamper-proof logs for data sharing across providers. So now anywhere, any hospital, any clinic, you get the same data, no change. Right? That's a very good thing, because now you can go around with just your phone and say, yeah, listen, I've got my hashtag here, let's do it from here. Then we have the supply chain. I think supply chain is one of everything, whether it's a shop, whether it is the e-commerce, everything works with the supply chain. There's an incoming supply chain, goods come in, supply chain, the goods go out. So I think if you look at that aspect of it, there are a lot of things happening. AI will predict disruptions. It will say these are the best routes to take, just like we use Google sometimes. That's all AI. And it balances inventories in very dynamic environments. So all these things supply chain will tell you how many containers are where is the least traffic, etc. It tells everything. Blockchain comes in and says, listen, we put an immutable record of goods, certification, carbon tracking, right across multi-stakeholder supply chain, because many people are part of a supply chain. This brings in some sanity, it brings in some honesty, it brings in some credibility within supply chains. Supply chains are extremely important because goods to reach you, especially in perishable goods, when you know that these perishable goods can get spoiled on the way, and there's a lot of huge losses. So I think that's a great space. Yeah. Also, in the blockchain, in blockchain, we write a lot of smart contracts. AI comes in and actually augments traditional smart contracts by what do they do? They enable context-aware execution. For example, adjusting the terms on real-world signals, because smart contracts are very, very, once they're written, they cannot be changed. But with AI, you can adjust it. And blockchain's ledger ensures that the execution is verifiable and irreversible. And therefore, again, the security of blockchain doesn't get compromised, and AI brings in and calibrates it from time to time. That's a very big, great use case for smart contracts. And I think if you look at the government also, a lot of platforms are actually governing autonomous decision flows with blockchain verifiability and verifiable AI decisions. They are used in multi-party governance and in DAOs. This is more in the community space, but what is important is across these domains, the compensations are doing something real and they're doing measurable. AI ends up maximizing insight and automation. It digests the complexity, completely digests it at scale. It can do it at massive scale. Right. No, but nothing else can do it at that scale. Blockchain brings about the Terra, as they say, the trust and the accountability, verifying the inputs, process, outcomes. So all stakeholders, whether it's you, me, vendors, anybody can independently audit. Neither technology works well alone, is my opinion. AI without verifiable integrity is nothing but skepticism and risk. And blockchain alone lacks the intelligence to interpret. It can store it, but it can't interpret it. So together, they start moving us from very smart, opaque systems towards trusted, explainable, scalable digital infrastructure. That's the real great use case of these in the real world use cases.
Yeah. So like when someone thinks of blockchain and AI, so I think the most common example is finance that comes into mind, that you mentioned at place. But now you've actually defined and highlighted many other sectors into that which commonly don't come to mind. So you've mentioned about so many examples, so I'm sure with that comes challenges and adoption. What do you think is the biggest challenge when people face adopting blockchain and AI?
Oh yeah, it's see, I wear my watch on my left hand. I'm sure you also wear it on your left hand. Okay, if I ask you to take out your watch and wear it on your right hand, you will wear it, but you will feel uncomfortable because there's change.
Yeah.
Something has changed. I mean, you've been wearing for years in your left hand, and suddenly the right hand. Time doesn't change, but the thought process changes. Go, why is it on my? I'm not used to it. Okay, so first of all, they think these technologies are really complex. What's happening? AI team thinks in models, it thinks in probabilities and continuous learning.
Right.
Blockchain thinks protocols, immutability, and execution. Now put them together without any intent. You don't even know why you're putting it, just because they're nice, cool words to have. You get paralysis.
Yeah.
How do we overcome this? We merge these technologies, we merge the outcomes. Now, this is the biggest challenge is they feel is complexity. We just merge them. Stay with a single decision flow. Where does AI make a decision, and where does trust, audit, or accountability matter? That's where blockchain belongs. And in a use case doesn't require it, don't force it. Don't put blockchain in it if it's not required. So don't make it complex. Make it simple. Make it nicely simple, small, bit size.
Yeah.
The second, another thing is very big problem with governance. Now AI system makes decisions that affect credit, healthcare. Another thing is, I think is data. AI loves data, updates, retraining, corrections. Blockchain, on the other hand, is like AI is like a river, flows, file, free, rapids. Every blockchain likes a little bit of permanence. It's got hierarchy. It's like a lake. It's stuck in one place. Now this, if data changes, how can it live on chain? The question is asked.
Right.
Never put raw AI data or models on chain. Keep the models off chain. That is another challenge which a lot of people in the technology space and corporates work. So keep data off chain. Anchor all the timestamps, model versions, decision proof on chain. That's where you require. So blockchain becomes a truth layer, not a data warehouse. Data warehouse is not a job. Also, one of the biggest problems is a very big talent gap. In our nations like ours, we have a lot of opportunities, but we don't have the right talent. We have talent, but not the right talent. That's it. It's not a tech gap. It's a talent gap. You don't need blockchain who know some AI. You need thinkers. You need system thinkers who know incentives, accountability, regulation, risk, and the architecture on top of that. Those are rare.
Right.
So we need to bring in a lot of cross-functional people, not very siloed teams. I only know AI, I only know blockchain. To bring in somebody who knows AI plus compliance is a great combination. Blockchain plus legal is a great combination. Product plus ethics is a great combination. It's something which we need to do and build that talent accordingly. Not just teach them AI, teach them blockchain. Bring a little bit of confidence out here. Also, the biggest truth in my opinion is AI gives organizations power. Everybody thinks, we are AI enabled, great stuff, wow. Blockchain demands responsibility. So if you put in AI without blockchain, you are making a mistake, because it may come back and bite you later on. So the challenge isn't to make them work together. That's fine. We can build technologies. The challenge is being ready as an organization to operate a higher standard of transparency, accountability, and trust. That's the challenge. But those who solve this are not going to just become more efficient. They will also become more legitimate, and people will do business with them in the future. In the next decade, you mind my words, legitimacy, trust factors, these will be the most valuable assets of all. Not your buildings, not your vehicles and cars and factories. So over the next 5 to 10 years, these two technologies will move forward from right now, that's the space where we are, to interdependence. Today we talk about using blockchain with AI. Tomorrow AI systems that matter will not be allowed to exist without blockchain like trust layers.
Right.
That's how it's going to be. That's the evolution of the future. My prediction was.
They might become like a hand-in-hand thing for each other, that they won't go alone.
Yeah, instead of being just integrated right now, they will be interdependent.
Definitely. So, with this coming to the final question that I have, sir, looking into future, how do you see this combination evolving in next 5 to 10 years? You already have.
I've answered one part of it. I'll answer some more on that. We will also now see a lot of AI systems that basically, we know that AI systems can now negotiate contracts. They can balance your portfolios or rebalance them, manage supply chains, allocate public resources based on the intelligence. And at scale, governance cannot be human mediated. At that scale, it's impossible for a human being to go through all that. Blockchain will also come in now and form a ledger into a let's put machine readable governance layer where policies are encoded as smart contracts. Permissions will be enforced automatically and accountability will be embedded into execution. AI will act and then blockchain will decide the rules under which AI is allowed to act. And that's where, when we call it trust by design replaces trust by policy. Right now, we're all policy based. This becomes trust by design, by the sheer architecture itself. That's my prediction for the future. Another one, I think the next maybe 5 to 10 years, I think this is going to be a very big radical shift. AI agents will start interacting with each other. They'll buy services, they'll rent in computing power, sharing data, settling values. They'll start just like we do right now. AI agents will start doing it in the next 5 to 10 years. You won't even need human intervention. For that to work, we need the identity to be verifiable. We need the transactions must be final, not in between. Programmable value, and at this point, blockchain is now no longer supporting AI. It's actually enabling a whole new digital economy run by intelligence, but powered by code. That's a massive difference. And as I would also say this, AI will decide what is possible, and blockchain will define what is permissible. AI will always move fast, but blockchain will make sure it doesn't move recklessly. It moves with the responsibility. And together, what's going to happen? Digital systems are going to shift from opaque, that is unclear, to explainable, that is centralized to federated, and powerful to legitimate. That's important. The winners won't be who builds the smartest AI anymore. AI that's regulators, societies, markets, stakeholders are willing to trust at scale. And the future doesn't belong to AI alone, it belongs to AI with a conscience, encoded with using blockchain, encoded, verifiable, and permanent. That's my 10 cents from there.
It was actually like a pool of knowledge which I have jumped in today, and the way, sir, you have explained everything is like really, really deep, insightful. And it was.
I'd like to ask you, but I'd like to add a few things because this is a little bit on the fintech side. Have you really thought about how AI and blockchain will impact the fintech side of things?
Yeah.
That's something which is very, very interesting. If you like, I'll conclude this by sharing 4 or 5 of my thoughts, which I had thought that I might say it for you, because it is a fintech program. A lot of fintechs will probably watch this, and if they take these things very into their cognizance, it's going to be good for them. If it's okay with you, I'll take 2 minutes more.
Definitely, sir. Please, sure.
So in the fintech industry, how do things really going to happen there? I'll keep it very brief because it's the last section now. I think blockchain and AI in the fintech domains will bring in smarter decision making, because AI enables real-time credit scoring, detection, prediction. Blockchain makes them trustworthy. I'm just summarizing what I've said, but specifically for the fintech industry. Yeah. It will also allow faster and cheaper payments. This is another thing for the industry. AI will basically optimize the routing, the liquidity, and blockchain will enable instant final settlement with programmable money. Right. Stable coins or CBDCs. Also, from a fraud perspective or a compliance perspective, AI can detect the anomalies. Blockchain will provide tamper-proof records for AML, KYC. Include this in your fintech strategy. If it's not there, please do include it. It will also bring in inclusive lending. AI uses alternative data for underwriting. Blockchain has verification, identity, financial history. Right. All that. Tokenized assets. This is going to be a game changer in the future. By 2030, 2040, people, all the experts are saying that 60% of all financial assets will be tokenized. Larry Fink said it recently. In fact, he said, why on earth is everything not yet tokenized? That's a very big space. AI manages portfolios, risk, and blockchain will enable fractional ownership. That's a big game changer. Fractional ownership, mark my words, fractional ownership in the 24/7 global access to assets. Right now, assets have a limited time. This becomes 24/7. That also start moving from institutions to verifiable systems, and AI makes the finance intelligent. Blockchain will make it credible. So that's my 2 cents from a fintech perspective, and we should take that into cognizance always.
Definitely. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing so much insights on why blockchain and AI is stronger together. And we really appreciate your time and perspective on this.
No problem. It is good to be part of Peomatics and good to be part of the Peomatics show. So I'm glad I'm here. So anything else, reach out to me anytime. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not on any of the Instas, Facebook, but I'm on LinkedIn. Reach out to me anytime.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us today. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in for this episode today. And you keep with us for another industry leader insights and exploring technologies. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, sir.